The Kids Who Hacked Xbox by Fern. Wait, they're from Ontario? They're from Ontario? They're literally 10 minutes away, bro. They're in Mississauga, Ontario.
This is David Pecora. He's 22 years old, has shoulder-length blonde hair, and studies computer science.
What can I say? Us Canadians are fucking smart, bro. What can I say?
His online names are Xenon and Xenomega. He's part of the Xbox community, tweaking consoles and creating cheats for games like Halo and Call of Duty. Right now, he has an annoying problem. The bumper of his car is broken, and the dealer refuses to ship the parts to Canada. So he asks his friend Justin, who lives in the US, if he can order the new bumper to his house. They met each other years ago on the internet. Justin lives in Wilmington, about an 8-hour drive away. David's plan is to drive there, get the bumper, maybe grab something to eat together, and head back home. His dad offers to tag along so they can take turns driving. They take the family car. About an hour later, David and his dad get to the border. The US border officer checks their passports. He's about to wave them through when he sees a strange name on his display. "What's Xenon?" the officer asks. David flinches. That's his online name. But why on earth does it pop up here?
What's FatalSteven FWO?
At the passport control. Two figures in dark uniforms approach the vehicle. They pull their weapons and tell him to step out of the car. David gets arrested. He walked right into a trap. The thing is, David may have done more than tweaking consoles and coding cheats. The FBI has been after him for years. He's part of a hacker gang that will become to known as the Xbox Underground. They are responsible for an unprecedented series of cyber attacks on some of the biggest tech firms on the planet.
Damn! Damn! Damn!
They stole thousands of login credentials, heisted the source code of unpublished games, and hacked into confidential US military simulations. They didn't do it on behalf of some government agency. Sometimes they didn't even make money with it. They were just a bunch of teenagers.
Yo, people who are geniuses like that, bro. Like, why? Like, I don't get why they use their like powers for fucking. Like, bro, you could be doing so much better than that, man. It's like a wasted potential. Like fucking develop an app. Like develop a fucking app and make millions. Like like why you gotta throw away your life, man? Yeah, you could be working at Microsoft, bro. You could be working wherever you want.
This entire story is based on the fabulous Wired article and a double episode of the highly recommendable podcast Darknet Diaries. You'll find the links in the description. David was always destined to become a hacker. He's still in elementary school when he builds his own little web browser. He simply teaches himself how to code.
Okay.
In 2001, David's world and that of countless...
Okay, I'm sure bro wasn't destined to be a hacker. I'm sure he went the route. I'm sure he had a fork in his life where he went, go bad, go good. And he went, I'm gonna be bad.
Other kids changes forever. The OG Xbox is released.
For the first time, let me now unveil Xbox.
Back then, the Xbox marks a technological milestone. A bunch of high-end hardware packed into a massive black casing. The black and green dashboard and the ridiculously oversized controller kind of give off nuclear reactor vibes. It's a completely new aesthetic at the time. David gets one and hopelessly falls in love with Halo.
He would have rose up the ranks.
Gamer. He's fascinated by the Xbox's tech. He becomes part of the fast-growing online community of like-minded nerds. They crack their consoles and get their own software running. They stream music, install Linux, and even manage to boot up Nintendo games. David is extremely talented and quickly gains cred in the scene. He starts writing programs for Halo that let you tweak the physics or even the weather in the game.
Damn.
Then, in 2005, the Xbox 360 drops and changes everything. Again. Microsoft learned from its mistakes and bolstered the console's security. To hack the new Xbox, you need a development kit. That's a special...
Oh, so he started off doing like regular shit like we've all done in the past. Mod your game a little bit. Fucking put a mod menu in your Call of Duty on your game you're playing. Fuck around online a little bit. He started off like that, and then he went, I can do more than this. I'm way better than this.
Special console with extra features just for developers. These dev kits are incredibly hard to get.
We?
Developers need to be verified by Microsoft to have one. For everyone else, they're strictly off limits. It takes a while.
You can buy it on
but
eBay, though.
eventually a few dev kits start popping up online. Someone has found thousands of them at a recycling yard. Microsoft must have tried to trash them, but now someone is making money by selling them.
That's what say you can buy them on eBay.
In 2008, David acquires several of these dev kits for himself and resells a few. This is how he meets Justin May, his buddy from Wilmington. Online, Justin goes by MTW. The dev kit gives David access to PartnerNet, a closed platform where Xbox developers upload test versions of their games.
Oh
He spends
shit.
his nights scouring PartnerNet, posting screenshots of unreleased games and making a name for himself in online forums. He starts showing up late to school. His grades are slipping. But he thinks, what if this is my ticket to a career in game development?
Oh, he wants to be a game developer.
In 2010, David catches the attention of a guy named
Where'd
Dylan.
it go wrong?
Dylan is 14 and lives in Perth, Australia. He has long brown hair and is in the middle of puberty.
Bro, we used to fucking roast. We used to roast and bully the kids that would get a fucking red ring of death on their Xbox 360 back in the day, bro. Whenever like that war of Xbox and PS3 was like at the all-time peak when the PS3 dropped, PS triple and Xbox 360 all-time peak, the red ring of death. Oh man, that thing was the laughing fucking stock, bro. If you had that, oh dude.
He loves a good thrill and got into hacking early on. In high school, Dylan got suspended for hacking into the school's network. But he doesn't like to be told what to do, so he hacked the network again and got suspended again. He is fascinated by what David and others are doing with the Xbox and wants in on the action, so he signs up to the Xbox hacking forum. His online moniker is Superday. That same year, 2010, another Xbox 360 dev kit ends up in the hands of Sanad Nishayawat. Sanad is 24, lives in Washington, New Jersey, and is a true tech enthusiast. He started gaming by
they're
8.
all over the place.
By 12, he was taking apart entire consoles.
Go out from Ontario, New Jersey.
His desk is covered by a soldering iron, an oscilloscope, and all sorts of electronic parts. He dives into the Xbox scene and
Yeah, what's crazy, like I still have my OG PS3 that never died. He still reads disc, plays perfectly fine, and motherfuckers are swapping their Xbox 360s back in the day. I'm just like, damn, dude.
calls himself Sonic. It's an incredibly exciting time for David,
I guess I picked
Justin,
right.
Dylan, Sanad, and many others. PartnerNet is an absolute goldmine. They get to play new games months before their release, completely free of charge. But at some point, they
that's
start getting
overpowered.
into trouble with real developers on the platform. In 2009, David finds a way to use cheats for the brand new Call of Duty game.
I just said this. You know, getting your fucking COD, getting your mod menu on your COD. Yeah, I just talked about that.
He sets up a server and charges users for using his cheats. $100 per 30 minutes.
Okay, well I got mine for free.
And fire without ever missing a shot. The cheat business is a huge success. David quickly makes up to $8,000 a day.
Wow.
He takes his girlfriend to fancy restaurants and stays in luxury hotels. Activision, the developer behind Call of Duty, catches wind of David's scheme. They send him cease and desist letters and threaten to sue. But David doesn't respond. They're just video games, he thinks. It's not like he's hacking into servers and stealing information. Well, not yet. The Xbox Underground story is so insane, it would definitely deserve its own website. You know who also deserves their own website? You. A portfolio site is a great way to present yourself and your skills. There are many tools to accomplish just that, but none quite like a message from an online...
Thank you, I ordered 10.
One night, Dylan gets a message from an online friend named GamerFreak1727. It contains a list of usernames and matching email addresses and passwords, all taken from a forum run by game developer Epic Games. At the time, Epic is mostly known for Unreal Tournament and Gears of War. Dylan checks the list and finds the login credentials of an IT employee at Epic Games. He wonders if that person uses the same password on other sites. He tries to log into the employee's Gmail account. And it works.
Yeah.
He combs through the inbox and finds another password, admin060606. It gives him access to an internal network at Epic Games. Dylan sends David a message to tell him about his find. David is hooked. What if the servers are hosting unreleased games? He knows that what they're doing is illegal, so he sets himself some limits. No looking at customer data or credit card information. He's only interested in the games. David and Dylan spend months rummaging through the Epic servers on the hunt for anything interesting.
Damn, Epic got fucked.
And sure enough, they eventually find something. An early build of Gears of War 3, complete with source code.
Oof,
They
shit.
can't believe their luck.
See,
They're on the verge of playing one of the most...
this right here is exactly how it happened. You know that Wolverine leak? Remember that big? Remember that big Insomniac leak with Wolverine and everything? This is exactly how it happens. Like exactly like this. Obviously more modernized, but just like this.
anticipated games of the year, months before anyone else. They message Sanad to let him in on their discovery. He has a hacked modem at home that lets him cover up his IP address, so he can download the game without getting caught. Sanad logs into Epic's network and grabs the files. It's hundreds of gigabytes of data. He stays up all night until the download finally completes. He's too excited to go to sleep. He burns the data onto 8 Blu-rays and mails them to David. He writes the words wedding videos on the package. David receives the package and tries the game. The build is still pretty raw. A lot of the textures are missing. It's not really playable at this stage. David sends the game to the others, including Justin. Just a few days later, the game appears online as a public download. The leak makes headlines everywhere.
Damn.
Last week, Gears of War 3.
See, I was fairly young still. So I don't really remember this too much. I do remember it, but I was... See, like, when I heard about this leak, like, because I'm a PlayStation gamer, so when I heard Xbox got leaked, or Gears of War, I was like, that sucks, or whatever. You know what I mean? Then it went about my day, because I wasn't going to play this game anyway, so I didn't really, like, care to look into it, right? Unlike the Wolverine leak that happened recently, the GTA leak and all that stuff.
Was leaked on the web. Gears developer Epic Games confirmed that this is not the final build of the game and warned people that downloading the title may actually melt your system. Not sure if that's true, but scare tactics aside, don't pirate. Pirating sucks.
The guys are still snooping around the Epic Games network when they stumble upon a very unsettling email. Epic Games has called the FBI because of the leak, but it seems the feds are not onto them yet. David is freaking out. He asks Justin to help him crypt his hard drives. Sanad decides to lay low and wait for things to calm down. Dylan, however, doesn't care about the FBI. He keeps logging into the servers.
Yo, Dylan in chat, he does not give a fuck.
To find the hackers. His ballsiness pays off. Dylan finds a USB drive connected to the network, and on that drive he finds a list of all the company's important access credentials. Dylan now has full access to Epic's network. From that point on, he logs into the network every single day. He roams around the PCs of Epic employees and taps their webcams. He sits at his computer in Australia and watches them in real time while they move around the office or sit in meetings. He mostly exploits human errors. He searches data breaches for login credentials and then tries them on other sites. Eventually, he manages to also hack into the network of other companies.
Wow.
Dylan is on a serious hacking spree.
That's crazy.
David and Sanad find out what he is doing and jump back in. They just can't resist. One by one, they hack the networks of tech giants like Microsoft, EA, Bungie, Blizzard, Valve, and Activision. They keep digging deeper and deeper, downloading more and more unreleased games. It's like a fever dream. The guys have been hacking their way through the gaming industry for
Oh, this is my birthday right here.
From time to time, they're also making money off of it. David starts
Yeah,
selling the jacked and
they
unreleased
flew
games to a
to-
user called
They flew too close to the sun, essentially. Flew way too close to the sun. And, you know, you're bound to get caught at that point.
Xbox dev guy. The contact is established via Justin. But deep down, they're still just a bunch of gaming fans. They invite their friends over to show their new video games. They never reveal where they get them from. They're a small and tight-knit group, but they can't always keep the excitement to themselves. So every now and then, word gets out to the wider scene. And every time that happens, new people want in on the action. 2 new faces join the group. Austin Alcala is a 16-year-old high school student from Accordsville, Indiana. He's tall, rather shy and reserved. Online, he goes by AA Monkey. The second newbie is Nathan LaRue, an 18-year-old from Bowie, Maryland. His dad works as a diesel mechanic, and his mom is busy homeschooling him. Nathan has written a program to fake FIFA coins and dreams of becoming a proper game developer.
Like, what? Like, how you guys this smart? I don't get it. Like, bro made a program that gives him free FIFA coins. One day he's like, I had enough. I had enough of these microtransactions in my FIFA games. I'm giving myself fucking endless coins. I'm buying all the packs. Like, bro. So one day some dude's gonna snap in my faction, bro. Some dude's gonna snap in WWE my faction and give himself endless VC.
Someday. Online, he calls himself Anime Freak. The group expands their hacking activities, and their virtual break-ins move further and further away from gaming. AMD, Intel, Disney, Warner Brothers, and Google. They end up infiltrating the servers of almost 25 companies, all of them major corporations. A late summer evening in 2012, Austin and Nathan are poking around the servers of Zombie Studios, a developer known for war games like the Spec Ops series.
Oh, they make Spec Ops.
That leads them straight to a U.S. military.
There's a game that one of the Spec Ops games it's on my radar. It's an older one. It's called Spec Ops: The Line, I think it's called. People tell me it's one of the best like military shooters, like really like grounded, deep story. So I've been wanting to play that. Spec Ops: The Line, it's called. I gotta play that one day.
Server. The drives host a new game Zombie Studios is working on, AH-64D, Apache Simulator, a flight simulator commissioned by the U.S. Department of Defense. They hesitate.
Right, yeah,
this
Davey.
is bigger than anything they have found so far, and much more dangerous. Curiosity ends up getting the best of them, and they download the game.
I used to go in a server on Discord in Modern Warfare 19 for Call of Duty, and I would buy COD points cheaper, like a stack of like 20,000 COD points for like a couple of hundred, and then they would give you an account that would have the COD points on it, and then you would hop on that account, you'd log in, it'd have the 20,000 COD points, and then you would buy all the packs and you would gift them to your actual account. It was crazy system they had, but it worked, and it was fucking. I was able to buy every single COD pack that came out in MW19 the moment it dropped. Like just operator bundles and all that shit.
The group is at its peak.
The new guns.
They've been active for over 2 years. They've gone places no one else could. David, Dylan, Sanad, Austin, and Nathan have become the core of the group. Others are loosely involved in individual hacks. Altogether, there are almost a dozen strong now.
Yeah, he is former
They're
PC,
aware
yeah.
that everything that they have done could already land them in jail. But they just can't stop. They joke about what they would call their gang in prison. Xbox Underground sounds pretty badass, they think. They laugh at the idea, but not for much longer.
Chapter 3, Durango.
Justin, aka MTW,
So I thought this video was going to be about the Lizard Squad hack. I'm completely wrong. This is about a hack that I was unaware of because I just didn't really care to keep track of Xbox at the time in 2011, 2012.
Early member of the group. He met David when he bought the Xbox 360 dev kit from him a few years ahead of the Epic Games hack. Justin was directly involved in many of their operations. A few days before Gears of War 3 was leaked, Justin got the game from the others in the group. Some of them, like Sanad, suspected that he was the one who put it online. Justin is almost 3 years older than David, but compared to him, he's a lot less cautious. In 2010, Justin attends PAX East, a video game convention in Boston. He gets calls from Sanad and a few others in the group. They ask him if he can hack into one of the networks on site. Maybe he'll find something interesting.
No
big
way.
Deal if not.
No way, bro's
Justin
doing
gives it a
on-site
try,
hacking.
but doesn't find a breach to exploit. The network is too secure. He's not ready to give it up, though. He walks around the convention center and finds the stand of a small developer called Atomic Games. They're showcasing a new shooter called Breach. Justin waits until one of the employees heads to the bathroom. Then he sneaks behind the stand and secretly tries to download the game onto his laptop.
No way.
But the employee comes back sooner than expected. At just 14 megabytes, Justin has to cancel the download and make a run for it. 2 Atomic employees chase after him and quickly catch him. They take him to the police.
That was risky.
During the arrest, Justin tries to bribe the officers. He offers them $100 if they let him go.
And he offered
During
to
the
bribe.
interrogation, he openly admits he was trying to steal the game.
And he
repeatedly
bribed the
tells
officer.
cops that he has names of people bigger and more important than himself. When the others hear about the arrest, they get suspicious. What if Justin has been talking to the cops? He loses their trust. He disappears for a while, but eventually...
Bro thought he was in the mafia, bro. Well, how about would a Benji make you look the other way? How about my best friend Benjamin?
eventually gets back in touch,
Get out!
trying to regain their trust. Now he is scamming companies like Cisco, Microsoft, and Lenovo.
Here's an offer
with a
you
recurring
can't
fraud scheme.
refuse.
Someone like that couldn't possibly be working with the cops. Some in the group, like David and Dylan, are thinking. Others, like Sanad, remain skeptical. After some time, Justin manages to get back on board. Back to August 2012, David and Dylan are poking around Microsoft
Force feed him
servers.
a
They come
pineapple
across
pizza.
a folder that seems pretty well protected. Looks like only a few developers have access to it. Maybe the company is working on some super secret project, they think. They download the folder and find...
See, the problem is, like, look how big they got their group going. Like, bro, you made your group too big. That's your problem. Your group got too big. You were good when you were just 4 of you.
A bunch of technical documents. Some pics of circuit boards and casings, source code, all that kind of stuff. They wonder what all of this could be for, and they quickly piece it together. They found the plans for the upcoming Xbox console.
Damn!
Codename Durango.
Oh,
It'll later be called the
that's why it was
Xbox
called
One.
Durango. I remember hearing
They
that code
ponder
name.
what to do with the plans. They could sell them to others, or they could try to build the console themselves. All parts seem to be available on the market. They order the parts online and have everything shipped to Nathan's house. He volunteers to assemble the gaming console, and it works. The group now has a working prototype of the new Xbox,
What?
and no games to test it with, so they decide to sell it. They find a buyer in the Seychelles who is willing to pay $5,000. The buyer transfers the money, and the group discusses who is going to ship the console to him. Justin steps up. He offers to take it to the post office. The group agrees.
Oh, cause
Justin drives from Delaware to Bowie, about a 2-hour...
yeah, cause like it's kind of hard. Like, how do we ship this when the moment they figure out who shipped it, well, we're fucked.
ride, and picks up the console at Nathan's place. But the package never makes it to the Seychelles. They start to get nervous. What if the FBI has intercepted the package? After the sale falls through, Dylan decides to upload the pictures of their prototype online,
Uh-oh.
just to see what happens. He doesn't consult with the others. That means the Xbox
Oh, the FBI was the one buying it. The FBI is the one buying it. Yeah.
prototype is now seemingly publicly up for auction on eBay. By now, Dylan is already known for his impulsive actions. In early 2012, he got drunk, called Epic Games, and confessed to hacking their servers. He explained to the employees over the phone how he did it and asked for a poster as a reward. He actually got one. This time, things get even worse. The eBay auction goes viral. In no time, bids reach over $20,000. But the sale doesn't go through because Microsoft files a copyright claim.
Oof.
Dylan, who set up the auction under his online name, Super Day, starts giving online interviews.
We have someone who's gotten pretty world-renowned over the past couple of weeks here. I'm just gonna go straight to the chase here. His name is
They started doing like a fucking worldwide tour, bro. They started doing a podcast tour, and they're wondering how they got caught.
Dylan. Most people probably know him by his moniker Super Day. He's gotten himself into a little bit of trouble with Microsoft and I guess he's taking the hacking community by storm. Dylan, welcome to the show.
Thanks.
Sanad and David are pissed at Dylan. Really pissed. After leaving traces all over the internet, this kind of attention is the last thing they need. David cuts off all ties with Dylan. The only ones even more pissed are the people at Microsoft. The investigation picks up speed. Just
Ooh,
weeks
now
after
you're
the auction,
fucked.
the FBI raids Nathan's, aka Anime Freak's, house and arrest him. Sanad Nishayawat, aka Sonic, tries to distance himself from the group, but his house gets raided too. He sends a copy of the search warrant to others in the group, including Dylan. Dylan then posts the name of the agents who raided Sanad's house online. He publicly threatens to send hitmen after them, a statement he later regrets. In
Oof.
February 2013,
Yeah, that fucks.
Dylan Wheeler, also known as Super Day, is
Yeah,
finally arrested
you got
by
fucked for
Australian
that one too.
authorities. Austin has learned from Nathan how to fake FIFA coins and turned it into
Would you want some FIFA coins? If you don't arrest me, I'll give you some FIFA coins. I got 9 million.
a business. Justin is involved in scams of his own. Both of them lay low for a while. David also keeps a low profile in Canada after he learns about the string of arrests. Well, at least until he gets a chance to snag an actual prototype of the new Xbox.
Damn right, the Canadian's last to go. Last one standing. He started the shit. He's the last one going down.
David is at a concert when he gets a call from Austin. Austin tells him about an 18-year-old hacker named Armin, aka Armin the Cyber. Armin claims to have access to Microsoft Campus and offers them a deal. He will sneak in and steal a real Durango prototype in exchange for some Microsoft server credentials and a few $1,000s. David thinks Armin is nuts, but again, his curiosity gets the better of him and he agrees. At 9 p.m., Armin drives his car to Microsoft Campus. He's wearing a sweater with the company logo.
They pulled the Durango heist. These motherfuckers are playing GTA before GTA 5. They pulled the Durango heist. This motherfucker called Lester Crest to get the new Microsoft fucking Xbox.
And carrying a big backpack. He has cloned some employee's access card and has no trouble getting in.
Holy
The
shit.
premises are enormous, but Armin knows his way around by now. For almost a year, he has been frequently sneaking into the buildings and dreaming of what it would actually be like to work there.
Oh my god, I realized they literally pulled no, sorry, the GTA mission was based off of this. The GTA mission where you walk, remember the one, I think it's called Friend Request? You walk into Life Invader and you steal the prototype phone. And remember, and you rig it with a bomb so that the CEO calls and dies on stage. They literally based it off of this.
He is a huge fan of Microsoft. He has even applied for a job, but has not heard back yet. Armin enters one of the office buildings. He's nervous. He's been there many times, but never to steal anything. There's still a few people around. Whenever he hears footsteps approaching, he hides. He eventually finds what he's looking for in one of the open plan offices on the 3rd floor. His hands are shaking as he stuffs 3 Xbox prototypes into his backpack.
3?
He sneaks out of the building, leaves the premises, and drives back home.
And no cameras?
He sends 2 of the consoles to David and Austin and keeps one for himself.
No cameras caught that?
Just a week after his break-in, Armin gets a call. It's Microsoft.
Okay.
They reviewed his application. He's got the job.
Wait,
It's a dream come true.
he got hired.
But only a couple of weeks later, Armin loses the job.
Okay, there we go.
Surveillance cameras have
Yeah.
caught him stealing the prototypes.
Yeah, no fucking shit. No fucking shit, bro.
He's taken into custody. In January 2014, Austin Alcala, aka AA Monkey, is arrested at his house by 4 FBI agents. In March, David Pecora, Xenomega, gets arrested at the US border. David, Sanad, Austin, and Nathan stand trial together in the US.
Damn,
Meanwhile,
how
on the
much
other side of the
how much they get?
Dylan is also facing charges. The group is accused of identity theft, fraud, and
Yikes.
conspiracy to steal millions
Yeah,
of dollars
oh,
worth
you're
of
done.
intellectual property.
You're done for.
The indictment is extremely detailed.
You're done for.
The FBI must have been building the case for a long time.
You
There
got
are
fucking
chat
Rigo
logs and
charge.
transcripts of personal conversations dating back to the first Epic Games hack in 2011.
Oh,
In
they
court,
kept track of these
prosecutors even
motherfuckers.
audio recordings that must have been secretly made during their hacking sessions.
But the funny thing is, I still have root access to all their computers. 'cause I
Oh,
found
they
them
got you
yesterday.
good.
He knowingly logs into Epic, knowing that's chill there.
What do you mean?
Like, he in the emails, like they were emailing FBI people, and he knows that they talk to each other, but he still manages to not care.
I have it to the U.S. military. I have it to the Australian Department of Defense. I have every single big company: Intel, AMD, Nvidia, Google, Microsoft, Disney, Warner Brothers, everything.
The indictment repeatedly
Damn.
mentions Person A. Person A provided most of the evidence for the FBI. Person A allegedly helped David encrypt his hard drive and sell unreleased games to a user named Xbox Dev Guy. Person A is also said to have delivered a self-made prototype of the new Xbox to the FBI.
Oh
I
no.
get a copy of the indictment, and I start reading about Person A from Wilmington, Delaware.
One of them in the
We
group.
all only knew one person.
One
from
of them in the
Delaware.
group snitched their ass.
Justin. All signs point to him being an informant of the FBI.
Oh, no way. Oh my god, he was an informant. Oh my god. The fucking plot twist.
Did he cut a deal with the police after the incident at the convention? Is that how he got away with all of his scams? No one knows for sure. The guys in the US plead guilty. They all have very different ways of coping with the
Damn.
conviction. David is cooperative.
See, you made the
Helps
group too big.
investigators understand how they bypass the systems of billion-dollar corporations. The officers are pretty impressed by the 23-year-old skills
Hey, turns out they accepted Benjamin. They accepted it. He said, how about one of these bad boys? And they're like, okay, fine, you can be an informant.
He spends 18 months in prison. After getting out, he finishes college and starts working for cybersecurity
Oh,
firms.
nice.
Austin
Good
gets
job.
3 years
Good job,
probation.
Canadian. 18
He doesn't
months?
serve
Not
a
bad.
single day in jail because he agrees to help the FBI with another fraud
See? What I say earlier. They barely do jail time because they're going to work for the companies.
case involving fake FIFA coins.
So instead, he's the one who made the programs, and now he's going to help them figure out who's making the programs. Oh, I wish I knew who made these programs. I'm still trying to find them. Sorry, FBI. Don't know who the fuck making them.
He later becomes the head of cybersecurity at a social media startup.
Damn.
Sanad serves the same sentence as David, 18 months. He too gets out, but the following years are very hard on him. He starts working at a vape store and goes to college. But his probation officer bans him from using a computer and constantly harasses him.
Everything that I would ever ask her would always be a no. Like, for example, like I would want to go down and see, you know, my sister in Virginia or something, and it's no. You know, it could be, she would come up with the craziest reasons to why she wouldn't let me do anything.
Damn.
Sanad became more and more isolated and eventually slips into depression. Seeing no prospects for himself, he turns to drugs.
Fuck.
His probation officer sees this as a violation of his probation terms. She drags him before a judge, who sentences Sanad to another 9 months behind bars.
Yeah, he's
In
cooked.
2019, Sanad's probation for his second sentence ends, and for the first time in years, he's allowed to use a computer. He's now clean and living with his sister.
Oh, that's good.
Nathan is terrified of having to go to jail. He's one of the youngest in the group and a gentle person. Of all of them, he was the least involved in the hacks. Nathan applies for bail until the verdict is final. He gets an ankle monitor and is allowed to stay with his parents. But the thought of what awaits him in prison eats him up. One day, he cuts off the ankle monitor and tries to flee.
Ah,
He pays a
idiot.
friend to drive him to the Canadian border, but the police catch him at the border checkpoint. Nathan panics. He jumps out of the car and runs across the bridge towards the border, but the cops catch him. He is desperate and considers jumping off the bridge. Then he pulls out a knife and injures himself until he collapses.
Oh, shit.
He survives and is almost immediately taken back to jail, this time serving a 2-year
Ah,
sentence. Shortly
idiot.
before his release, Nathan comes out as trans and is now Holly. The time in prison must have been awful. Just a year
Oh
after the
my
release,
god.
Holly takes their own life.
Oh man. I can't imagine how wow, he must have
In
gone
Australia,
to
Dylan is
a
the
rough
only one who
time.
pleads not guilty.
Wow.
This leads to a series of court cases that drag on for
He
over
was-
3 years.
Holly was someone's bitch. Was Bubba's bitch.
I guess I pled not guilty to the sense that they tried to hit me with everything.
They turned him into Holly,
It
yeah.
wasn't everything that I did.
Shit.
At the start, they put a lot of false charges on me.
Dylan is ordered to surrender his passport, but instead he heads to the airport and flies to the Czech Republic. He has Czech citizenship because his mother is from there. Shortly after, Dylan's mother is sentenced to 18 months in prison for aiding his escape. Dylan claims that his mother neither drove him to the airport nor sent him money.
Man,
Yeah.
why are you gonna fucking rope your mom into this, bro? Like, how you gonna give your mom 18 months, bro?
It's kind of a harsh reality of everything.
What a piece of
Someone's
shit.
got to go down for something.
Dylan moved to the UK, where he established a cybersecurity firm and gave talks on security-related topics.
I'm not hiding, because I'm not doing anything wrong. I did something when I was a kid, when I was a teenager, an underage teenager. It was wrong. I learned from that.
In March 2020, Dylan shuts down his company. There's been no trace of him since. In 2017, when almost all members of the Xbox Underground had served their sentences, the police finally arrest Justin May. The authorities seized a brand new BMW and nearly $40,000 in cash. In 2021, he was convicted of fraud, fencing, tax evasion,
Fuck.
and money laundering.
he
He was sentenced to almost 8 years
he
in
couldn't
prison
get away
and
from
fined
it.
$4 million.
He couldn't get away from it. What 8 years? He couldn't.
Okay, so you know how fast food chains
Bro
get
just couldn't stay away. He couldn't stay away. That was a great video. That was a fucking great video.